Another one of the big challenges Dr. Marr has given us in this piece are the articulations. There's a wide variety of placement of articulation and also type of articulation. So for example, if you look at measure 1, there are 2 sets of 4/16 notes, but they are each articulated differently. The same thing is true in measures 16 and 17. So you want to make sure that you notice right away what is what. If you learn the wrong pattern, it's almost like learning a wrong melody. The pattern of the articulation becomes part of how the melody flows to you. And so I would encourage either practicing it all slurred, or all tongued. Before you try to also add the pattern of articulation. If you break this down into layers, there's rhythm, there are notes, there are articulation and dynamics on top of that. If you don't practice them all at once, it makes it much easier. So instead of doing wrong articulations accidentally, don't do a pattern, just do them all the same. Another issue is the number of types of articulation. I see staccato, legato, accent, short accent, slur, and tenuto in this piece. In measure 14 to 15, we have low Gs with a short staccato, and then a triplet and an eighth note with a longer accent. So you really want to make sure there's a little bit of difference there. I see a lot of slurs with staccato on the second note, or staccato on the last note, third note maybe. This does not mean to tongue that last note in the slur, it means to clip it off. So for example, if I am at bar 13, I'll play it incorrectly and then correctly. This is measure 13 and the first half of 14. Incorrectly. And then this is measure 13 and 14 correctly. So make sure that you're really watching exactly where you should tongue and exactly where you should be short and where it doesn't have to be quite so short. I see tenutos, where did they go? In the with melancholy section, of course, at measure 28, 29, 30, 31. And here, this is sort of a gentle weight accent. I'll take the pick up to 31. I think if I didn't see those tenutos, I would probably play this. There wouldn't be this sense of pulse. So we want, they tell you to make the most of that note and to put a little weight on it, but it's certainly not the same kind of accent that we have at measure 41. Remember that these accents that are shaped like this, the accent doesn't come from your tongue, it comes from your air. Don't hit the reed really hard, just add a little bit of air, and the accent will come through and be very clear without sounding splatty.